Hey, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This right here is the Farzy Show presented by MyBookie, mybookie.ag. It's wonderful to have you along for the ride. Here's where I'm at on Joel Embiid. Yeah, let's get right into it, okay? We have another Vic Fangio drop that we're going to have some fun with a little bit later in the show. Vic was great yesterday. Oh, my God. He was fantastic yesterday. But Joel Embiid is not going to be ready for not only the opener, he's also not going to be ready this week. Now, the schedule's been out for about ever, and the Sixers are like, oh, wait, we got a game? Joel, you ready to go? No, you're not ready to go for the opener of the season? You're not ready to go for the home opener of the season? Any openers at all this week? Cool. Here's where I have a problem. You knew this was happening. In terms of the game happening, the game that he's supposed to play in and whatnot, after a nice mega huge Kajunga contract extension, he went and played at the Olympics, which I didn't like. The Sixers didn't like. Daryl Morey didn't come out and say he shouldn't play in the Olympics. But of course, you could tell that it wasn't his favorite thing in the world that Joel Embiid was going to play in the Olympics. And now he's not going to be ready for the season opener. Paul George, hyperextension in the preseason. Tyrese Maxey injured his thumb in the preseason. In their last game against the Magic, because life's just great and we can't have nice things. And Joel Embiid, of course, is not going to be playing. So I know most people are really angry at this. I am more angry that this is the situation that we're in. And all that matters, unfortunately, because what we have been trained to only care about now by the 76ers is what happens in the playoffs. Now, you could say it for any franchise that makes the playoffs, of course, or any franchise that has true and legitimate playoff aspirations going into this season, that all that really matters is what happens in the playoffs. But I think in Philadelphia, it's a little bit extra special. And the reason being is because we have been trained that the only thing that really matters, the season really that only begins, the season begins in the second round of the playoffs. And I'm not saying that to go along with the cliche of, well, just get out of the second round. We are so beyond that point of where the only thing that matters is getting out of the second round. No. The only thing that matters now is winning a championship. If the Sixers make it to an Eastern Conference Finals and win, big step forward. If they win the championship, obviously that is the step. But the only thing that matters is what happens in the playoffs. And the 82-game regular season, and I said this at the beginning of last year, and I'm saying this again now. It's 82 games of a preseason. It was that going into the year last year. It's that again this year. And Joel Embiid not playing in the opener and then being ruled out all week long, that only proves that theory and proves that point and proves that feeling that I don't think is just with me, myself, and I think it's with all of us. Every 76ers fan that's watching this team and has watched them over the last decade going, all right, show me that you're building. Show me that the process was worth it. Show me that you can bring not just one, but maybe 2 championships, because we're even closer to that than we are, let's just get out of the second round in terms of our expectations and desires for the season. Because everything else was supposed to be a ramp-up. Oh, watching Joel Embiid get better and better. Ben Simmons, he'll learn how to shoot, get better and better. All that. Oh, this Markelle Fultz guy, you just wait till he gets confidence in his jumper and we're going to be good to go. We've been through all that disappointment. James Harden being here, that'll change things. You watch. Nothing was changed. It's all the same. It's all the same, unfortunately. It was all Brett Brown's fault. No, it was all Doc Rivers' fault. No. Okay, Nick Nurse, let's see what you got. It's a lot going on here with the Sixers as far as disappointment goes. We're well past, and I don't mean this in terms of injuries and rehab and all that stuff. We're far, far past the idea of ramping up to something. I'm very upset that he's not going to be playing in front of the hometown crowd in South Philadelphia tonight, because the Philadelphia 76ers fans deserve to see their healthy team out there. They deserve to see Joel Embiid out there, especially if you're going to go play in the Olympics. You bet your ass you better be ready to go for the season opener. Well, that's not the case. So I feel for the people that bought tickets that are going down to the game, and they won't see their MVP player in Joel Embiid. They won't see their franchise player in Joel Embiid. That I feel for. However, as I said to open things up today on the show, I am more pissed off that this is the point that we're at, which is if Joel Embiid does not feel ready to play, if Joel Embiid doesn't feel healthy enough to play for whatever reason, then he shouldn't play because of all the reasons I just mentioned. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that he's ready to go in the postseason. So if this is what it takes, so be it. Do I care and feel for the people that bought tickets to go down to the game? Absolutely. But what I'm seeing from the 76ers franchise right now is what unfortunately seems necessary. Unfair, insanely unfair. But the only thing that matters is what happens at the end of this season. And if Joel Embiid is not 100%, if Paul George isn't 100%, if Tyrese Maxey isn't 100%, well, then we're going to be up the river without a paddle. And I want Joel Embiid to be as healthy as humanly possible for the end of this season. The Sixers are going to have a team as the season goes on that will be in playoff contention, regardless of how many games Joel Embiid plays in and how many games. The NBA is just not that good. Like that's the thing. Where 500 teams can make the postseason. You know what I mean? So I don't want the Sixers to be hovering around that mark. I don't want them to be in the play-in tournament again. I don't want them to have to play, Miami or whoever like they did last year and just squeak by a 1-point victory last year. I don't want it to come down to a Joel Embiid assist to Kelly Oubre on a driving layup, on a cutting layup. I don't want that to happen. I want them to win comfortably. But the only thing that really matters is how they're playing at the end of the year, and that really is going to rely on how healthy Joel Embiid is at the end of the year. So get ready for 82 games of preseason play before the actual season starts. So, yes, it's annoying and it's frustrating that Joel Embiid's not going to be ready for the opener. And this week, it's also frustrating that this is the point the 76ers have allowed their franchise to be at because of the failure in the past. A lot of it. Some of it intentional so that you'd have less failure later. A lot of failure. More regular season success. Winning a first-round playoff series, that's good. They didn't do that last year, but, generally speaking, they've made it to the second round. And they got bounced out. So I'll say this. At least the Sixers understand the assignment. And the assignment is be ready for the postseason. That's the assignment. I hate that this is where we're at, but this is necessary. If you don't think this is necessary, then I hope you were at least with me 2 years ago where you weren't pushing Joel Embiid out the door, but you were at least going, all right, I'm taking calls. If you want to offer me something incredible, then offer me something incredible. But the Sixers, just like their contract extension of Joel Embiid, they're living and dying on Embiid Hill. That's what they're doing. They're living and dying on Joel Embiid Hill. They're either going to win a championship with Joel Embiid or they're going to go back into a rebuilding mode a couple of years down the line and build around Tyrese Maxey, hopefully. But as of right now, it's Paul George, get healthy. Joel Embiid, get healthy. Tyrese Maxey, are you healthy yet? And then go out there and do your thing. I hate more so that we're at this point than I do solely in the fact that he's not playing. Like, if he doesn't feel ready, he shouldn't play. Also, Nick Nurse, God bless him. Nick Nurse went out there yesterday, and we'll let you hear from him. And he had to face the firing squad. I have questions from Keith Pompey. I have questions from Kyle Neubeck asking Nick Nurse about what's the deal. There's no setbacks. Like, I felt like I was watching one of my favorite movies of all time, Step Brothers. I felt like I was watching the scene where Dale Doback and Brennan Huff, John C. Reilly, and Will Ferrell sitting on the sofa, and they're being told that they're getting jobs to move out of the house. They have to get jobs. They're going to therapy. And the scene is something along the lines of, like, we're not going on the boat. We got to go to therapy, and we're losing the house? What the hell happened? Joel Embiid played in the Olympics with a knee injury after suffering a knee injury in the season. He didn't suffer any setbacks, and he's not playing in the opening week of the season. What the hell happened? That's how I feel right now. Like I said, we'll let you hear from Let's get into it. While I'm talking about it, I might as well continue the conversation because I'm not ready to transition to Vic Fangio. I will. No, let's keep it going with the Sixers. All right. So Keith Pompey, Inquirer.com, Locked On Sports Philadelphia, by the way, has Nick Nurse right there in front of him, and he's talking to Nick Nurse, and he said, "Hey, so what's the deal? And setbacks? Anything?" Here it is.
But was there like any setback that he had with the Olympics because he was able to come back, and now all of a sudden he's, ramping up?
There's been no setbacks. No, we've again, he's really active. He's lost some weight. He's out on the court, etc. Just kind of sticking with our plan of making sure we're getting him in a really, really good place before we get him playing live.
Is there a concern with, the Eastern Conference is stacked. You have guys right now. Joel already said he doesn't want to play in back-to-back. That's missing 15 games. You're taking it lightly with PG as well. Is there any concern that, you guys aren't going to have enough continuity by the time the postseason comes around, or you may not be in the seed that you would prefer heading into the playoffs?
Not yet.
So I love the line of questioning because it's when reporters ask questions that every fan has, that's exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Like the storylines about the game and all that stuff about the season, you got to ask those questions. Keith Pompey, great job asking that question. Then Kyle Neubeck of PHLY goes out there and asks a question as well to follow that up from Keith Pompey.
When people hear you guys have a plan, they think of those things like not playing back-to-backs, resting into the middle of the season. But without any kind of setback, I'm just saying he's on schedule throughout the preseason. How do we square that he's not ready to just play games? Just trying to figure out. Because it's not like the regular season opener snuck up on you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to you. Right? He's in practice. He's looking good. He's progressing. He's not quite ready yet. He'll be ready pretty soon.
I feel bad for Nick Nurse that he's got to be out there and face the firing squad. Because, it's up to him. He'd be like, oh, Joel Embiid, you're a player on my team that I'm coaching. Go play. Should be pretty easy. Nope. Not easy. Not easy at all. And as far as the no setbacks thing, yeah, no setbacks and he's not playing. This is stupid. This is dumb. But this is the world we live in as 76ers fans. And I hate that I have to accept it because there's really no other choice. The Sixers are living and dying on Embiid Hill, and that's that. Wildly unfortunate, but this is the state that we're in. So you're either trading Joel Embiid or you're accepting that this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be for the rest of Joel Embiid's tenure in Philadelphia. All right, now I'll introduce. So if you've been following the show over the last couple of months, we've got this wonderful Vic Fangio soundbite. The dad energy is strong in this one. The dad energy is strong. Yesterday, he sat down and he gave me a little guy. Not as drastic. So we're going to use this as, let's see here. Joel Embiid not playing in the regular season. Okay. Joel Embiid not playing in the playoffs. That's the grading scale from now on of things that annoy the hell out of me. That's what we're going to get into. Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore addressed the media yesterday. There you go. There's that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just backtrack here. Just a personal agenda. One more time here.
Was there any setback that he had with the Olympics because he was able to come back and now all of a sudden he's, ramping up?
Okay. I don't know whose idea it was in the NBA where press conferences are held right next to where players are playing. Basketball is very loud and annoying when you're trying to listen to somebody and somebody's dribbling a basketball. I don't know who in the NBA went, I know where we should have the press conferences. The noisiest place in the building, right on the gym floor. The Sixers, I know, have rooms around the gym floor. Upstairs is a conference room. There's a little conference room. There's a big conference room. It's right around there. Like, that'd be a great place to hold a little media powwow, okay? But no. Let's have it where, like, 50 dudes are dribbling basketballs and shoes are squeaking. Drives me bonkers. All right. Anyway, sorry. Personal agenda. All right. Now, one more time. On that scale, it's a and definitely not a okay. Vic Fangio addressed the media yesterday after the Eagles improved to 2-0 in their last 2 games and 4-2 on the season. And Vic Fangio was asked about Cooper DeJean, and he was asked about Sidney Brown in particular. He was also asked about Quenyon Mitchell. I'll start with Quenyon. Quenyon Mitchell is the real deal. And one of the best parts of yesterday's press conference was when Vic Fangio was asked about Quenyon and if he feels more of a responsibility when Darius Slay leaves the game with an injury, like he has. And Vic Fangio talked about Quenyon Mitchell as if nothing phases him. He's like, yeah, if another corner goes out, you have the next man up, but then Quenyon, as far as who he's guarding, he doesn't care. Who he's defending against, who he's matched up against, he doesn't care. And then he said this part. He's only getting better. Jamar Chase is leading the NFL in receiving. And pause it right there for 1 second. This just came across from Adam Schefter this morning. Some breaking news being broken in the Farzi show hours. Adam Schefter reporting. It's happening. Titans and Chiefs are working to finalize a trade that would send DeAndre Hopkins to Kansas City. League sources tell ESPN. So speaking of receiving, KC's about to get another receiver. But right now in the NFL, if you take a look at the old statistics, the Eagles are going up against the leading receiver in the NFL in Jamar Chase when they go into Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. He's leading the league with 620 yards through the air. That's pretty good. And he's going to go and face that. This is Quenyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, going to face Jamar Chase, going to face Joe Burrow this weekend in Cincinnati at 1 o'clock Sunday. This is going to be another tall order. To hear Vic Fangio talking about his rookie corner going up against, possibly being matched up against, likely being matched up against the leading receiver in the NFL and how he's unfazed by it, that's a lot of confidence. And anybody he gets matched up against, it seems that Quenyon Mitchell is up to the task. By the way, I don't know if you saw it. Malik Neighbors addressing the media this week. I don't know if it was in the post game or if it was yesterday. Talked about how the Eagles didn't do anything special against him. He was open. Well, I guess not in time. He didn't get open in time because the pass rush was getting home too, and that certainly helps everybody. Obviously, press coverage certainly helps hell of a lot more than some people would anticipate. So that was good. Vic also talked about the relationship between the two, the press coverage and the rush getting home, how both were helping each other tremendously when it came to the defensive line, it came to the pass rush, edge rushers, and also came to the defensive backs doing their job in that situation. Something else that Vic Fangio got into was Sidney Brown's role on the team. Here's what he had to say about Sidney Brown maturing into potentially taking a starting role.
Anytime you say get a role, that means somebody comes out. So he still needs to practice more, play a little bit more meaningful snaps in practice. He's not totally honed up on what to do, but he's done a great job of paying attention to meetings, being engaged all through his rehab. And I do think whenever he does get a chance to play, it will be quick transition as far as mentally goes.
I can only expect that as well, because one of the questions I know Seth Joyner had on the pre and post game show was, hold on a second, Sidney Brown's been out for almost a year. No training camp, recently got activated off PUP, and now he's playing? Like, albeit the majority of it on special teams, 9 snaps defensively, but he's out there playing that fast? I mean, if you've played a sport at even the high school level and you missed any time with an injury or whatever, like it's difficult. Like high school, college, certainly the pros, it's difficult to be like, oh, now I got to go out there and I got to catch up. Because even though you're taking the mental reps off, you get out there and you play, it's a little bit different. And I've heard that from professional athletes, I've heard that from college athletes, high school athletes, right? In my high school reporting days, covering high school athletes, that is. That can be very difficult. Sidney Brown didn't miss a beat. So the idea of him now playing and apparently already having a lot of it under wraps, a great understanding of what Vic Fangio wants to do. I'm sure playing in a similar scheme with Jonathan Gannon and Sean Desai and Patricia, I'm sure that might have helped expedite the process, but he got right out there, man. He's playing. And he does not look like he is fearing anything. And that whole second tier of getting over an injury, the mental aspect of it, trusting his ACL, trusting his knee, that doesn't appear to be even anywhere close to his line of thinking. If you're Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, if you're Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown's coming, man. Sidney Brown's coming for your job. And Vic Fangio was not mincing words when he says, well, if you're going to talk about somebody getting a bigger role, you have to talk about him taking a role. And the roles that he's after right now, Reed Blankenship and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. It's been disappointing so far what I've seen from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. First 4 games of the season, allowing touchdowns in all 4 of them. Since then, no, obviously not. The last 2 games, the Eagles' defense has not allowed a touchdown. Reed Blankenship is the only guy that has taken the football away in the secondary with his 2 interceptions. I mean, it's not exactly a very high bar for Sidney Brown to get to become a starter. Hey, look, I want the best players to play. I have confidence Sidney Brown can be a heat-seeking missile off the edge if you want to get in the backfield and play aggressive. I have a lot of confidence that Sidney Brown, if you want to bring him down into the box, can fill a gap as well and maybe stuff someone at the line of scrimmage. That's something I got a lot of confidence he can do. Getting that football, want to see him do that also. And hopefully he'll get more and more opportunities to do that as the season goes on. And if he does, I got no doubt in my mind he'll continue to climb the depth chart from a guy on PUP to a guy off of PUP to a guy playing to all of a sudden this guy being a starter. Wouldn't shock me if that happened the next couple of weeks. Wouldn't shock me at all. One of the things I love about Vic Fangio is his honesty. And very rarely do you see a coach just be honest. I'll give you an example. Nolan Smith started in this game against the Giants. So Vic Fangio gets asked, hey, anything to read into there with Nolan Smith getting a starting spot there in this game? Nope, matchups. Oh, okay. Not, hey, he earned that right, and this was a good game to do it. We liked our matchup, and that was that. Nope, just no significance. Just, we like the matchup. All right. Keep getting in the backfield, Nolan Smith, and maybe you'll earn that starting job one day. But love the honesty. This was a shining example of honesty. So Cooper DeJean has been out there for a number of punt returns. He's been a punt returner, obviously, and had one hell of a punt, 28-yard punt return against the Giants. Coach speak does not apply to Vic Fangio. Here's the Q&A on Cooper DeJean as a punt returner and what's going through Vic Fangio's head when he sees it happen.
Do you worry at all about Cooper returning punts if he he has ended up being a big part of the defense? You worry about him being on the field for that when you need him defensively as much as you do?
Yes.
How do you address that?
I don't. In Navarro Bowman, going back to my San Francisco days, who was an all-pro there for 3 straight years, he covered every punt for us for 3 straight years, and I didn't like that either. So you just got to deal with it.
You mentioned how much you essentially being married to each other there. What goes into that?
Excuse me. I meant to cut that earlier. They imagine this. You have Quinyon Mitchell balling out this year. Cooper DeJean gets healthy, comes back, plays a considerable amount in his first game, plays well in his first game against the Browns as a starter. Then he comes out against the Giants. He does the same thing, but better. And then they're still using him as a punt returner. You can bring up Navarro Bowman all you want. I don't care. I care about right here, right now. And Cooper DeJean's going out there and balling. I hate the idea when you have a valuable starting player, someone that's going to play, 80% of the snaps defensively, 85% of the snaps defensively, 90% of the snaps defensively. And you're using them on special teams as a returner. No thanks. Don't like that. Find somebody else. I know Britton Covey is injured and he's out, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Somebody else can't catch a punt and run with it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. So, to reference my buddy Seth Joyner again, by the way. He don't like it either. It doesn't make any sense to me. To me, you get promoted off of special teams. And once you've proven that you can play 85 plus of the defensive snaps, then you should probably just play the defensive snaps. You have graduated from special teams. You are now too valuable to be used on special teams. I would hope, and I know this isn't true, but you'd hope. It's almost like watching somebody shoot free throws that can't shoot free throws in the NBA. This is the basic. This is the most basic thing you can do. So punt returning, you catch a football, you run with it. Not everybody did that growing up. Even without pads. Like you started without pads, and then you played organized football, you got some pads on. I would assume at some point you caught a football and ran with it. Even a punt, I'll be more specific. Caught a punt and ran with it. Apparently not. Seems rather difficult. I would love for Cooper DeJean to not do that and just concentrate on playing defense, continue to get better playing defense. Playing slot, maybe bump to the outside, maybe a little safety, depending on how the season goes. I hate this. I love that Vic Fangio is so open and honest about it. And I don't like this. He did reference being in San Francisco and saying, I didn't like it then either. But it's kind of the nature of the beast. What do I do? When he was asked about how to reconcile it, he's like, it's for the best of the team, I guess. Team, not the defense. Where he's playing, for crying out loud. Good Lord. Didn't like that. Didn't like that one bit. I'll say it's definitely a... and not there we go. One more thing. This has to do with Quinyon Mitchell. So I was, as I know other people were, surprised coming out of training camp, and Nakobe Dean was the starting middle linebacker. I thought it was going to be Devin White. Devin White was never active. Devin White was obviously released. Nakobe Dean was, the starter. He was the starter. He beat out Devin White. Okay. Now, everything else Vic Fangio has told us has been pretty honest, as I've just illustrated. Apparently, that wasn't the only surprise coming out of camp. Quinyon Mitchell is your starting corner. A lot of people coming into this had Isaiah Rodgers as the guy that was the Eagles' starting corner coming out of camp. I didn't see it. I thought a lot of people were making, a little bit too much of possibly bringing him into Philadelphia and then bringing him into Philadelphia and then saying, okay, go out there and do your thing. I was a little surprised that many people were that supportive of him. And the way I think about it with Isaiah Rodgers is he was out of the game for a long time. We'll see when he got back. He is back. I never thought he did anything to show me that he was going to beat out Quinyon Mitchell. And I thought if the Eagles were taking a corner at 22 overall, a guy that many people thought was going to go in 10 to 15 at worst, all of a sudden was available at 22. I thought that he was going to be your starting corner. Apparently in camp, just like Nakobe Dean under the radar beat out Devin White, allegedly, Quinyon Mitchell beat out Isaiah Rodgers in camp under the radar. And Quinyon got the opportunity, and he has run with it. And to listen to a defensive coordinator who has been around for a very long time, so long, in fact, that yesterday he threw out a Philadelphia Stars reference, which, of course, Reuben Frank understood immediately, as he pointed out also later in the press conference. That's a guy that's been around and seen a lot. So when he says that Quentin Mitchell is only going to get better, oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait, especially with this matchup. Oh, man. Defense has a huge measuring stick game in front of them. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that the Bengals are some fantastic team, but they got great players on that offense. They've been running the ball real well as well. So that's play action you got to watch out for, along with the deep ball, along with a guy like Chase that can catch a ball at the 10 yards out and then take it 60, that type of player. Can certainly just take the top off the defense. This is going to be a great matchup for this Eagles defense. You've did a great job against the Browns, okay? Did a great job against the Giants. If these are talk about ramping up, I'm hoping that these games against the Browns and the Giants are ramp up points, points of the season, where you're talking about a team in this Eagles defense getting right. Get right games. All right, well, let's hope that you got right. And you can go prove it against this Bengals team. A team that only scored, 21 points against the Giants? To your 28? Okay. Or 17 points, rather. Let's hope we can ramp it up a little bit. And 21 against the Browns for a little interstate rivalry, if you will. I also saw this yesterday that the Eagles put this out on social media regarding Ben Von Sumeren. I also caught my man Barrett Brooks' breakdown on NBC and using the Ben Von Sumeren. He was in there for, I believe it was 5 offensive snaps. I would love to see the Eagles bring back a fullback. I also saw Nick Sirianni going on with my man Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie on WIP. And he was asked, are you a running team? And he said, hell yeah, we're a running team. Okay, that's fine. Just be whatever you need to be to win. That's all I care about. If you need Jalen Hurts to thread a needle, throw a perfect dime down the field to land in the breadbasket on a 4-3 of A.J. Brown, 4th and 3, then be that team. If Saquon's going to run for 176 yards, be that team. But if you are going to be a running team, baby, then you need a fullback. But what I saw yesterday I thought was interesting. It was the Eagles put it out there saying, did the Eagles turn? Did the Eagles turn Ben Van Sumeren into a dual threat? Into a two-way player? No, they didn't. I'd like to answer this question. When he was at Michigan, he was a fullback. I think I have this right. When he went to Michigan State, or a halfback. When he went to Michigan State, he became a linebacker. So in college, both at Michigan and Michigan State, weird, he went from one position to the other. And that was one of the things that a lot of people were raving about that I just didn't see going into going into last season, actually. People talking about, oh, you got to see this Ben Van Sumeren kid. Oh, my God. Raw. When people say the word raw, they mean project. If you can take this dude and have him play linebacker if need be and have him play fullback if need be, then by all means, unleash the beast in a very lesser way than talking about Saquon Barkley releasing the beast. But if this guy can do both, if he's being talked about for raw talent, raw strength, raw ability, then go out there and just do something that allows your rawness to flourish, which is get in somebody's way. Talking about basic football, catching a punt, blocking a body, go out there and do it. You saw him do it phenomenally well in the 38-yard run that Saquon Barkley had up the middle. That was a thing of beauty. Keep that coming. Talk about raw talent. I want to see more of it as Ben Von Sumeren's career continues to grow in whatever role the Eagles have him going at. So love seeing that, all that stuff yesterday. I mentioned the DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Hey, let me tell you about MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. Download the MyBookie app to your phone, create an account, use promo code Farzy, and get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. Want to bet on the world of football, basketball, baseball, World Series? You could do so at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. You could even bet on the world of politics at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. So download the app, create an account, use promo code Farzy, get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. How about the Game Time app? Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code Farzy, and get $20 off your first purchase. Sixers opener tonight. without Joel Embiid. Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code FARS to get $20 off your first purchase. College football full swing. You can get tickets on the Game Time app. You can also toggle the Game Time Picks feature that filters out all the fluff, so you get right down to it. The best prices for the best seats on the Game Time app. That's right. Also, last-minute ticket deals, flash ticket deals. They even have ticket deals for an hour after the event starts. Let's say you're going to a concert or a comedy show. You download the Game Time app. You take advantage of all they have to offer for the best possible price on the Game Time app. You go to a concert or comedy show, you can download the app, and you can buy tickets an hour after the event starts for mega huge chungus savings. That's right. Game Time. Download the Game Time app. What time is it? Game Time. Use promo code FARSY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. How about PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs. That's PHLSportsNation.com. Hey, let's not forget about where I'll be tomorrow night. Oh, my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. The Kelsey Costume Contest, hosted by Chickies and Pete's and yours truly, Mark Farzan. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Put on your favorite Kelsey costume, which Jason Kelsey or you. You can also enjoy the Kelsey combo: barbecue burger, crab fries, and garage draft beers. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound delicious? It sounds delicious to me. You can do that for $19.62. $19.62. The Kelsey combo, delicious at Chickies and Pete's. Chickies and Pete's. Oh, look at this. Oh, delicious. Kelsey combo. Boom. There it is. Prizes include for our winner VIP tickets to Birds versus Dallas on the 29th. 14-karat yellow gold Birds necklace courtesy of Rosnop Jewelers, the Stay at Ocean Casino. You got hockey tickets, basketball tickets, FOCO swag, so much more. The crowd will win prizes as well at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly, starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Just got confirmation my old friend Trey Thomas is going to be one of the judges. That'll be a good time. Ross Tucker will be on hand as well. We're going to have ourselves a good time there. Pete Cherokee, who joined the show yesterday, he'll be on as one of the judges as well. Going to be a great time at Chickies and Pete's, South Philly, for the Kelsey Costume Contest. Let's get into the chat check before we go anywhere else. Chat check. What's going on, everybody? Hello. Wine Niners wine. What's going on? Good morning, Farzy and friends. Good morning. Tate Jeffries, good morning. Good morning. April. Hello. April. Oh, snap. Dark shirt Farzy. He's big mad. Depressed. Because here's the deal. Even though I understand Joel Embiid not playing in tonight's opener, even though I get it, that doesn't make me happy. It makes me happy to watch Joel Embiid play basketball, especially in the regular season where he plays like MVP level, right? But the only thing that will truly make me happy as a Sixers fan this year is if he plays in the postseason. It should be. If he plays at a high level in the postseason. And he's only going to do that if he's healthy. That's it. 638 max. Oh, happy Sixers opener minus PG and Embiid. Yep. Oh, you dealer time. I get it now. That's funny. Thank you, T-Bro. J Hoffa 22. There you are. Because he is what? Don't start leading with your headlines. What? Wait a minute. Wait, because he is what? I said because of course he is. I have that right. That's the end of the statement. That's the end of the statement, Jay Hoffa. Because he's what? Because of course he is. That's the no, don't get it? Okay. I didn't mean to lead anybody. He's out for the opener because of course he is. That's the end of it. It's not for clicks. Sean Kilrain, good morning. QB, what's up, sunshine? Good morning, sunshines. Colin Macapagal. Facts. Nobody cares about the regular season anymore. Needed to get it done when it matters. Here's the thing, though. People, for some reason, still care about the regular season. We shouldn't, but we do. And I don't know if it's just because look, people want to see their Sixers win. They want to see their team win, obviously. But haven't we seen our team win? Haven't we seen the Sixers in the past get the number 1 seed and still get bounced out in the playoffs? Isn't that not what matters anymore? And the thing that really drives me crazy is that Drew Holiday, who was traded away to start the process, now has 2 rings. And by the way, if you missed the Celtics game last night, they matched an NBA record 29 threes in a game. And then I think they went 0 for 12 in the final 6 minutes of the game from beyond the arc, including 0 for 4 in one possession. The crowd was really into it. Pretty amazing. Tony Riviera, what's going on? Honestly, I'm 44. I've never seen an NBA chip in Philly. Team and owner have to go. New team, new ownership. That ain't happening. Let's see. If you're 44, and I'm not far off from that mark, I'm a little younger. If you're 44, so obviously the sell to Snyder, then Snyder to Josh Harris. So you've been about 3 or 4 owners. That ain't cool. One won a championship. Buddy Christ, good morning. Good morning. You're beautiful. How about that? Sean Gillespie, hello. Tony Rivera, I love your attitude today. His hill is a pile. I've been saying the Sixers are dying on Embiid Hill. His hill is a pile of manure at Kennett Square. And I don't mean to insult Kennett. That's great. Sean Gillespie, brilliant strategy to get injured early in the season, right? The Bull RJ, hello. Are we not tired of Embiid? Seriously, though, drama never leaves. No, it's always there. Sean Gillespie, I'm seriously tired of Embiid. How can someone survive, how can someone be so gifted yet cursed like Embiid? Well, we've enabled it. I'm sorry. The Sixers have enabled it, is what's going on there. You drafted an injured player out of Kansas because he dropped to number 3, and he had the highest ceiling of anybody, obviously. So you drafted him. And even before Joel Embiid ever played in the NBA, I remember talking to people in the know, just talking about hey, Nerlens Noel? Jahlil Okafor? Well, they're down here. And Joel Embiid is the sky, basically. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll look forward to seeing him play. Oh, he's going to miss another year? Cool. Oh, he's only going to play, 27 games in his rookie campaign? Cool. Oh, he's going to be banged up going into every postseason or in every postseason? Cool. We're having fun. So much fun. James Alexander, what's going on? Good morning. Without Joel Embiid and Paul George, we should use Drummond and Eric Jordan. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, Tyrese Maxey, man. It's going to look a lot like last year. Go out there and see if you can keep this team afloat while the big guys are out. Sean Gillespie, please, Howie, go after Myles Garrett. Yeah, the Browns probably forgot about that Wentz deal. Maybe. I'd love to see it. Could you imagine him? Can you imagine him coming off the edge? Imagine this. Myles Garrett instead of Nolan Smith. Myles Garrett instead of Bryce Huff. And I know Bryce Huff is a sack and a half in his last 2 games. But still, I think I'd rather see that. Ooh, do I need to say this? Delorier holds his own. Nice to see Hart on a Philly team. Wine Niners wine. Yeah, nice to see Hart. I'd like to see goals. What was it, 4-0 last night? 4-1? What was the Flyers' final last night? There's 4-1, yeah, against the Capitals. 5 losses in a row. Now, people are talking about a goal drought. Yeah, 1 goal in 2 games. Before that, 4 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals. So 2 games in the beginning of the season, they've scored 1 goal. I'm not going to panic over that. And I saw John Tortorella say that after the game last night as well. Hey, we're not going to panic. We're not going to panic. That's more of a Brett Brown. Sean Kilrain, continue from comment above, 13 touchdowns. I miss a comment from you, Sean? 13 touchdowns. He also carried the ball 54 times, 307 yards. He originally enrolled at Michigan as a running back, but transferred to Michigan State. I was right. Michigan running back. Michigan State was a linebacker. T-Bro, what Kelsey are you, Farzy? That's a great question. I think I'm a tracksuit Kelsey. I'm either a tracksuit Kelsey or I'm a berserker Kelsey. Now, if you remember, berserker Kelsey was in the early goings of Jason Kelsey. That's when they were still having training camp at Lehigh, and he was doing an interview on Daily News Live. And it's like, hey, what's with the long hair and the beard? And he's like, I want to be a berserker. It was him and Owen Schmidt. Speaking of fullbacks, Owen Schmidt that grew out their hair long and their beards, and they're like, we're berserkers. I got my Kelsey costume. There you go, QB. See you there tomorrow night, hon. See you there. T-Bro, Farzy in the field with Trey? Maybe. Sean Kilrain, porcelain doll doesn't disappoint. Just have hurt or tweak something. Yep. JB, Farzy on the, you know what grinds my gears? Shtick this morning. Well, I mean, it's not shtick. It really does piss me off. It's like, hey, coach, what about the guy's injury? Boom, 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 squeak, boom, 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 squeak, 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 boom, 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 squeak, squeak, squeak. Anyway, it might have to have it amputated. What? I didn't hear that. What'd you say? Oh, is that what they were last night? All right, let me look at the box score. Give the Flyers some Louvre here. I didn't see the game. I caught some highlights. 29-18 shots on goal favoring the Capitals. Flyers out hit them 23-20. Face-offs almost even. 27-24. Giveaways. Flyers had one more giveaway. 3 less takeaways. Block shots. 7 penalties to 5. Oh, the shorthanded goals were the killer last night. That's right. That's what I remember seeing from the highlights last night. 2 shorthanded goals. Not great. Not great. Kept Ovechkin off the board. How many? What's he at now total? 854 career goals. Good God, man. All right. Wait, 4 shots on there. There we go. Sean Kilrain, Myles Garrett going to go to the Lions. You watch Farzy. You're probably right. You're probably right. Eagles fan. Good morning, Farzy. Good morning, Eagles fan. Nice to have you. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. Let's get to the morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars. SkyMotorcars.com. 76ers back on the hardwood to open up their season tonight, 7:30 against the Milwaukee Bucks. No JoJo, no PG. It's going to look very similar. Now, the one thing is that now Andre Drummond playing, like 35 minutes doesn't seem likely tonight. Does not seem likely at all. But he's going to be playing. And he's still the best backup center Joel Embiid's ever had. So at least he'll be there for boards. A lot of boards. Tyrese Maxey, go out there and eat tonight, man. Go out there. Tyrese Maxey, go get me 35 tonight. I think that's reasonable. 40 would be, wow. Kelly Oubre, be that spark plug, baby. Let's make something happen. Other than that, other than that, hold down the fort, please. 7:30 ESPN broadcast tonight. Yours truly will be in for Locked On Sports Philadelphia 76ers postcast tonight. Just like we were with you at the end of last year, just like we were with you throughout the baseball season. I'll be with you again Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Like, subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia's YouTube channel. I'll be bringing you your 76ers postcast after each and every game this season. I look forward to that. Sixers are minus 4.5. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a game-time decision. Chris Middleton is out as of right now. So that's the way that looks for tonight. Could you imagine Giannis not playing tonight? Could you imagine Joel Embiid not playing tonight? Get your tickets now, everybody. That's why you should get them on the Game Time app. So at least you save $20 with your first purchase by using promo code Farzi. Huh? That's called a tie-in. So that's what you got going on tonight. The Flyers, they play the second game of back-to-back here against a home-and-home series against the Washington Capitals. That one goes on tomorrow night, I believe it is. It's tonight. Yeah, 7:30 puck drop. Good times in the district. So that's how that one works out. As far as Eagles go today on this fine Wednesday, I believe you're going to have Nick Sirianni back at it. And then Jalen Hurts later on today. So I look forward to hearing from those fine gentlemen as time goes on for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is the Farzi Show presented by MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Look forward to talking to you guys again tonight following Sixers and Bucks on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Make sure you like and subscribe right there. Much appreciated. Farzi pretending he cares about hockey is the best. I do care about hockey, just not nearly as much anymore as the other sport. Here's my prediction. At last month of the season, Flyers are going to be in the playoff picture. Well, just outside the playoff picture. That's the way I see it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. We'll be back with you guys tonight on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Locked On Sports Philadelphia. That's where I'll be. See you guys next time.